To lead the Skol chant and sound the Yaller horn, please welcome the 31st Adjutant General of the Minnesota National Guard, Major General John Jensen.
Well, hello, this is John Randall, Minnesota Vikings legend, and it is my pleasure to say, Minnesota Vikings fans uncensored, are you ready? Keith, get your people up. Let's go. Skol, 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 baby. Let's go.
Let's go, Keith.
Let's go, baby. We're a little bit short-handed right now, but we'll make it through.
Man, what a game.
It started out looking pretty good, looking like it was supposed to look, but in the second half, we looked like the second half team of early in the season. Like the last two games, the second half's been our better half, and now we reverted to having a good first half, and then the second half not being so great.
Yeah, it's like I want consistency. I don't want to be consistently bad, but I want the consistency of, when we play elite, just, keep at it. Like, yeah, we might have a hiccup, but we'd be having too many hiccups during the game to where we could lose a lot of games this way.
Yeah, it definitely got dicey when it shouldn't have. And the 98-yard pass, I almost thought that was a 99-yarder. I thought that was an NFL record when I first saw it, man. I was getting all worried. Like, oh, great. We're going to have the longest pass touchdown against us and the longest run against us.
The funny thing about that play was I was like, oh, we're not getting no pressure on him. This is about to be a touchdown. I was just joking in my head, and I see him throw the ball. I'm like, ain't no way. And then you just see Josh Tellus fall. I'm like, well.
Yeah, terrible feet work by him. And
well.
Yeah, Will just kind of threw it up there because worst case scenario, it's an interception. It's like a punt. Shut your mouth, Brittany. You've been MIA all this damn time, and then you want to show up and loud Levis on that. I mean, I will give it to him. Like, I don't think he looked good by any stretch of the imagination, but he hung in there. Like, he kept the team in there. He didn't make great passes. I mean, our pressure was getting there, so I'll give him that. But he hung in there. But I still wouldn't have taken him over Jordan Addison still.
Hell no. I think it's basically, I feel like the Titans could keep Will Levis, but they need to change offensive scheme. I'm not liking this offensive scheme for Will Levis.
Yeah, I don't know. They really didn't use Pollard until Tajay Spears got hurt. So I wonder if there's something going on there or what.
You want to hear the Titans stats on the game?
Yeah, I do.
So Will Levis was 17 of 31, 295 yards. He had a touchdown and he had an interception. Not bad. A solid, like I say, average to above average game.
Yeah.
Rushing, though, Tony Pollard had 9 carries for 15 yards. That's 1.7 yards. Tajay had 3 carries for 0 yards.
I think we were number 2 in rushing defense. We might be number 1 now after this game.
Will Levis had 7 carries for 18 yards. He was the lead rusher for the game.
We weren't getting the run going either, which kind of disappointed me.
Yeah. Some receiving yards for the Titans, which is what kind of killed us. Nick Westbrook Akine, he only had 2 catches.
Well, one was 98 yards.
117 yards, 1 touchdown. Calvin Ridley, We kind of contained him. He did have some key like catches here and there. 4 catches, 58 yards. Tyler Boyd having an emergence against us. 2 catches, 34 yards.
I didn't even see those catches. I must have had my face down looking at red zone or typing notes when he got those. I haven't seen that guy all season.
I haven't either. I was thinking about picking up the fantasy until I was like, his stats not looking too good.
every time I hear about Boyd on Titans, like, oh yeah, I forgot they signed him. And even when we played him, I didn't see it here. What's up, Travis? Skol, Travis.
On to the other side of the ball, Sam Donald, 20 of 32, 246 yards, 2 touchdowns. No turnovers. This is the Sam Donald we need.
Debatable, no turnovers.
What play? Well, my bad. They did say it got credited to Sam Donald, the pitch to Aaron Jones.
But no interceptions, and there wasn't really many passes where it's like, Sam, what are you doing this game?
So our run game, Aaron Jones, 15 carries, 39 yards. That's 2.6 yards a carry. Cam Akers, 10 carries, 25 yards. That's 2.5 yards a carry. So,
there goes my hot take of they're going to get 150 yards combined.
I mean, Skol, Nick, Skol, E.
Skol, baby.
What's up, fellas?
I mean, like, the 2 players I highlighted, Tavondre Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons. Those are the reasons why I didn't think our run game was going to work. The Titans actually got a good run game. Well, rush defense, I should say.
They got a good everything defense. Like we talked about, they don't give up a lot of yards, but somehow they give up a lot of points. And I guess we saw a little bit of why with all them damn penalties.
And they secondary a little hurt, too. They didn't have Ladarius Sneed.
Yeah. Jefferson had a good game. It might have been a little different since Sneed played, but Jefferson had a good game. What up, E? How you feeling after that dub?
Kind of how I've been feeling the last couple of weeks, man. Shout out to this defense, bro. This defense playing lights out, 13-7 and 13 again. And while I'm taking the win in stride, I love the fact that we're 8-2. Hey, that our offense is concerning, man. Definitely in the second half, we got to figure out how to put points on the board in the second half, right? Because what happens definitely with this fan base is the defense will continue to make stops, and then the offense will continue to not put up points in the second half, and eventually the defense gets tired, and then we give up some points in a yard, and we blame the defense. And it's like, no, stop blaming the defense. They're doing their job the whole game. The offense has to figure out how to put points on the board, specifically in the second quarter, because we're not going to face the Colts, the Jags, and the Titans in the playoffs, man. We're going to be going up against some heavy offense, so we got to figure out how to put points on the board. But I'll take the win, 8-2. If we can get our offense to match the level of productivity that our defense is putting out, I think we're a real scary team, man.
Well, let me ask you this, E. Do you think us coming out flat in the second half and not really scoring, do you think that's like schematic, or do you think it's the players?
I think some of it's schematic. I don't think that KOC is very aggressive with the lead. He's just not. We've seen that over the last 3 years. He gets a lead, and he'll rather protect it and control clock versus putting more points on the board. So it's funny watching today. I felt good. I'm like, man, we're 8-2. This defense is locked out. And then the little ticker came across the screen. I was like, holy fuck, Detroit, shit. Like, I would just love our offense to score at that rate, because I think we have every bit the offensive weaponry than the firepower that Detroit has. But our philosophy and our approach to the game is very different. KLC is not aggressive, where Dan Campbell, he's balls to the wall. Like, he wants to put up his whole ideology is, I'm gonna put the game out of reach and then allow the defense to hold it, versus KLC. I just need a little bit of a lead, and I'm gonna rely on my defense to hold that lead. Like, nah, man, score it up, run it up, baby. We need points.
Yeah, and I know it doesn't matter what the Lions do and what we do against the other team, but the Lions put up over 100 points against the 2 teams that we just put up 35 against.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But we did win, so we'll have the celebratory shot. Let's Skol.
Skol, baby. I got an empty cup because I just got done taking mine. I got to go back and get my bottle.
That's all good. What's up, Nick? What'd you think about this game?
I Hulk and E. I agree with basically everything E said, but I will say something that impressed me was the way after Tennessee scored that touchdown and make it 16-10, how we drove right down the field and got a touchdown to make it a 2-score lead again. To me,
Yeah.
that was really impressive. That was really impressive.
That is because it's not something we would have done last year, and it seems like we've done that a few times this year. And yeah, that's encouraging. That's a good point, Nick.
Just a 98-yard touchdown like that, that's usually a game changer.
Yeah, I felt it coming.
I feel like if the score is a lot closer, then the Tigers will have a bigger momentum shift than
Mm-hmm.
because it's still kind of like they had to score to even be within winning. So at least we was kind of up by 2 scores at that point.
Hey Keith, who's that wide receiver? I know we had Trent Sherfield. Who's that wide receiver that was getting good tick in the preseason? The young kid. I can't. Tristan. Yeah. Take Naylor out. I'm done with Naylor. I have reached my wits end with Jalen Naylor. If it wasn't for Jalen Naylor, today would have been 30 to 13, and we would have beaten the Detroit Lions. That guy cannot be trusted. He cannot be trusted. Take his ass out the game. Get Sherfield in there or get Tristan. Is his last name Tristan or his first name Tristan?
First name Tristan Jackson.
Jackson.
We got Brandon Powell too, who made a great catch today.
Get Brandon Powell. Do whatever we got to do, but I don't want to see Jalen Naylor in a fucking game again. The rest.
It's just it's so hard to hear that, but I understand it just because he was so big for us when Jordan Addison was out. He made a lot of plays, but like they said about Chris Carter, and I've said it many times, all he does is catch touchdowns, except today he dropped a touchdown. But like he's got he might have 10 catches and 5 touchdowns this year, I think.
Like what happened to him? Like as soon as Addison came back, he just lost all his powers.
that pass today was a dime.
It was a dime.
In between 2 defenders, could have put the game out the line. Hit him right there, baby.
Yep.
I almost wonder if I'm gonna give him a little bit of an out. If because he was between the 2 defenders, the eyes, he really didn't see it, and
that's the only benefit because I think Addison couldn't catch the ball because Donald had to throw it deep, and then Jordan Addison looked up, but he didn't know where the ball was, so it could have been his son too.
I don't know if you guys caught it, but they said that Naylor was in there because Addison got injured. Did you see anything?
Yeah,
it was just cramps.
They just said cramps. Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to be without Addison. He showed today what he can be, and he didn't have to cry about it to make it happen. Donald was actually looking for him and made it a point to get him the ball and see what happens.
I saw
that 50-yard touchdown he had in the first quarter. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah. And that's what he can do.
Beautiful.
Get him the ball in open space and let him go.
Beautiful. That's what I'm saying. Like we have the offensive weapons to line up with Detroit, man, across the board. Like we got 3 tight ends. I'm gonna say 3 tight ends that can make big plays for us at any given time. Like just shout out to Johnny Munt. Shout out
he had
to
a good
Oliver.
one today.
Shout out to Hawkinson. And then we got wide receivers that can stretch the field and Jefferson, Addison, Powell, and Sherfield. Fuck Naylor right now. Right? Like we got the offense, man, to do some really good things, man. But we gotta be more aggressive. And I saw in the chat that this is Jefferson's 6th game without a touchdown. Is that right? It's been 5 or 6 games since Jefferson caught a touchdown. Is that right?
I don't think so. I don't think so because he had a touchdown. I think the first 4 games.
Right. Come on, he didn't score this week. He didn't score last week. He didn't score versus the Colts.
He didn't score against the Rams.
The last one he had was against the Lions.
Did he score versus he scored in that Texans game, right?
But he scored against Detroit too. He scored against Detroit. Okay. So this would be his 4th game.
Fourth game.
But I mean, that's who JJ's been, man. He's never been a touchdown guy because he's not a red zone threat. Like his touchdowns got to be 20 yards or more most of the time.
Yeah.
So like I've come to expect that. And today he had 2 catches where he took it like inside the 3-yard line. Like he set up touchdowns.
Do you think that's scheme or that's just how some wide receivers just have a knack of getting in the end zone?
He's just not a big body. Like he can't go. He's not going to go up and get it most of the time. And people can say, "Oh, the Bills game," but yeah, you can point to 1 catch He had a chance to have a touchdown today. He had both hands on the ball. It would have been a great catch, but he's supposed to be the best wide receiver in the league, and the best wide receiver in the league needs to make that catch.
You're not lying. And I know that the competitive side of him is probably seeing Jamar Chase on the other side of town doing what he's doing. Even though it was like he had that one game. I take out that one game. Jefferson's kind of been dominating the league, but I know he's constantly looking at what Jamar Chase is doing.
Yeah. So he's got to be a little bit upset. Hey, Tommy, if this is your last show and you want to make it a great one, why don't you jump on and make it great, my man? Why don't you get on here and spit those bars?
Where's Tommy going?
I don't know. He feels disrespected because he puts all these lyrics in the comments of Facebook, and then he's mad that I don't come on here and rap them. So he's done with me. He's done with me.
Right, and you're not using him?
Yeah, and he's not going to take it anymore.
Come on, don't do us like that,
I hear Drake hiring. You should go right for Drake.
There you go.
But to Eve's point, it is incredibly frustrating that they can't step on the team's neck. It just gets it's frustrating.
And that's something that we've been asking for a couple years now. This isn't new to this season.
Or this coaching tenure. Even with Zimmer, we said the same thing with Zimmer.
No, we did. And I might owe Kirk an apology. I mean, most of the things I said about Kirk, I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna stand on that, and I believe it. But I always felt he was the reason that we weren't stepping on throats because he got scared to play with the lead. That just kind of seems like what this team does. Like that's the MO.
Yeah, it drives me up a wall. But like I said, we're winning, so it's hard for me to argue against it. But it's like the fan in me would like us to see our full potential on offense. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
I agree.
And we're coming down the stretch pretty quick. We're gonna have to.
Yeah.
Because we got Arizona. Well, we got the Bears next week.
We got the Bears in Chicago. I mean that I don't care what the Bears record is at any point. That's a playoff type game.
Yeah.
And then we got Arizona. So luckily after the Bears game, our next 3 are at home. That should be a benefit to us. We seem to be playing pretty good ball at home. So that should be a benefit. I think after that, then we go to Seattle, right? You're gonna be there, E, right?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go
That's
live
like before Christmas, I think.
You should. Yeah. No. So who's the next 3? It's the Bears, the Cardinals.
Arizona.
And then who?
Let me see.
It's not Atlanta yet, is it?
Yeah,
I think it is Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna lie. The Cardinals scare me.
Yep,
Yes.
Bears, Cardinals, Falcons.
Sarah, yes. I want to see the full potential with the bridge quarterback, just like we saw with Case Keenum. The offense looked better with Case Keenum. But I mean, I guess in defense, Case Keenum is more than a bridge quarterback. He's a damn good quarterback. He just gets disrespected.
It has been 7 years since that man's had a relevant season in the NFL, bro.
It has been 7 years since he's had a relevant opportunity.
Like my son's 9 right now, and he has no idea about the magic of that season because it's
if you're a good father, he will know by the time he's 16. Okay. I know you're a great father, so I have no doubt he's gonna know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sarah, jump on here.
I don't really like looking too far ahead. That's why I really don't be knowing the Vikings schedule full because I like looking at the next game. Because every time I look ahead, we start to lose here and there. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Did you see how the Bears lost?
Yeah, that's
missed field goal.
It was blocks. Like they were driving down the field. Caleb leading them down the field, 45-yarder. Nail that at home, you win. And of course, it gets blocked. I hate that Packer team so much.
Me too.
That's something that only the Packers or the Chiefs do to win.
We got a bunch of people here for the Packer Bear game out back, and if that kick was about to go in, I was fixing to go out and moon them or something. I probably wouldn't have mooned them, but I would have done something.
I'm with you. I want the Packers to lose.
What's up, Sarah?
But we won a little prettier today than last week.
No doubt about that. It would have been hard to look ugly. We could have looked better in a loss, to be honest. But you're right.
I'm proud of Sammy. No INTs today. He's growing up.
We hope.
No,
Like,
it
no,
looks like they
it
made
was a
some
good game.
adjustments, and so I'm glad that they made some adjustments.
Fair.
Yeah, I think Sam just played better. He didn't make any stupid throws. Like I said, there was no throws. I was like, oh, there's a freaking Darnold throw. Like they're all good. And his escapability today, my word, like he should have been sacked 3 to 4 times that he got out of. And where I was already like getting ready to throw my hat because like, oh my god, sacked! Go!
Yeah, I forget how much of an athlete Sam Darnold is. Like I do got to give him credit. That kid is pretty athletic, man. He shows it when he needs to.
I was suffering from PTSD because every time Sam threw the ball, I'm like, oh God, what's gonna happen?
Me too. But he actually made some good things happen. Like Jefferson had a good game, Addison had a good game. He used his weapons. I don't know what was up with Hawkinson. So much for Cody's lock of the week of 7 targets. I think he had like 2, maybe 3.
Had 2.
He had 2.
Yeah,
targets or catches?
Like
I think catches.
So I don't care.
Catches. Let me go back to the stats.
But yeah, I am concerned about the run game. It hasn't been there the past few weeks.
I wouldn't because the Titans got a good rush defense. Like Tavondre Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons are like that.
Well, and then we swapped out Ed Ingram, and so I mean Ingram is a better run blocker than Reisner, and we swapped him out.
What do you guys think about that? I didn't hear about that being a possibility all week. Then right before the game, somebody like tweeted that, oh, Reisner's out there with the starters. Do you think he got benched or something happened to Ingram?
Because
I think he got benched.
I don't know. I think he got benched.
Hey, I'm for it. We kept Darnold pretty clean for the most part, man.
Yeah, because our passing game looked better today with Reisner in it.
So how did Donald get sacked if Ingram wasn't blocking?
Darnold got sacked once today.
Twice?
Oh, I thought it was once.
Yeah, it could have been like 6 though. He escaped 3 or 4 that were
he did a really good job escaping.
Which
I'm about to watch that back.
Oh, come on. You had to have seen at least 2 or 3 of them, Shaq.
Oh, no. I seen the escapes, but I'm trying to see where that pressure was coming from because Ingram was the weakness. So,
You're right. I have no idea. Like I've said before, it's hard to watch the offense and defensive lines when you're watching the game because you're watching the ball. You have to go back and watch.
Like that 98-yard touchdown didn't happen. I didn't see it.
It shouldn't have happened.
But it did, and we're going to see that for the rest of our lives. Like, that's going to be in highlight films all the time.
So whose fault was that? Was that on Metellus? Bad angle?
Yeah.
You can see when he's running, the way he's kind of trying to run backwards, like his feet are getting all tripped up, and he's like, he got no chance of making that play.
He ain't got
no. They showed that Gilmore had to take the receiver short, and then Metellus was going deep.
I was ready to freaking score Gilmore to show the replay. I'm like, okay, he was taking the out route, and he thought he had help over the top, which he should have. Metellus just wasn't very athletic on that play. You go back and watch that.
It was bad.
Yeah,
man.
can we just pretend that didn't happen? It was ugly.
we could try to pretend it didn't happen, but to Steven's point, the secondary got burnt deep a few times this game. One of them we got bailed out on a penalty that was a really ticky-tacky call.
Yeah, we did.
The secondary is a problem.
Our secondary is like 50 years old. They're going to get burned.
Well, that's a problem. Like, Sarah, I don't know. I know you're saying we're in a transition season, but we're 8-2, and we don't get this opportunity too often. I'm thinking this has to be thinking Super Bowl. Like, not like let's just do the best we can.
You're crazy. This ain't a Super Bowl team.
You're going to bark at me? Really?
This is not a Super Bowl team with Sam Darnold. I'm sorry to tell you this, but Sam Darnold ain't taking us to the Super Bowl.
I tell you this: if this team can figure out 4 points in the second half, and the defense plays the way that they're playing, we can absolutely be a Super Bowl team. Like, I think the thing that's holding us back, yes, our secondary has some holes in it, but our defense holistically is good enough to hang with the best of them. We got to score fucking points, dog.
Yeah. We need to find out how to make this run game more efficient because like it always starts off good in the first quarter and then the second quarter drops off, then the third quarter it reemerges, and then the fourth quarter it just dissipates. Like we don't have a consistent run game we can rely on, and then that's when we put the ball in Sam Darnold's hand, and then that's when you get the Sam Darnold show.
Draft Ashton Genty,
bro. If we get the opportunity. No doubt about it.
We ain't gonna
Jack,
be
did you just say
anywhere.
the Sam Donald show?
Yeah, the
We ain't
Sam
gonna be
Donald stuff.
anywhere.
That's more
near
like a
in
Sam Donald
resources.
roller coaster.
Oh, hold on, Sarah. Why don't you think that if we're not going to be a Super Bowl team? I mean, you think he's getting drafted top 10?
Genty
Yeah.
Cowboys.
I don't think he's going to Cowboys.
I don't think Cowboys would use the first on
I
the
mean,
running
I
back.
don't think we're a Super Bowl team, but we're gonna be with our record. We're gonna be drafting in the high 20s.
I still
I mean,
think
I'd
running
think
back.
like 30, 32.
There's so little value placed on running backs right now. Now, how many teams in the league, even though he's that good, how many teams in the league are going to use a premium draft pick on a running back right now? Those days are almost unheard of.
Chiefs, the Chiefs, I swear the Chiefs would trade up to get him.
And that would piss me off, dog.
Oh gosh.
The Chiefs is the
These
type
days you can get a good one in the second and third round.
But that's my question. I said I was going to get more into college football this year, but Saturdays just don't work for me, man. I'm doing the family stuff and everything I got to do to be left alone on Sunday. So I just don't get to see a lot of college ball. Is there any other running backs? Because man, I really want a running back, and I don't want to go sign one. Like I want to get ours, like Dalvin Cook, that we're going to have for 5 to 6 years at least.
So I could give you a couple names, but like for me, it's a thing of I think it's a bad omen when I start doing scouting while we winning, because then next thing I know we're starting to lose, and then now I have to scout. So I don't like scouting during the season.
Yeah, I mean, we're not that loser that starts mock drafts now.
No.
Let's not.
That's a loser. I've been doing mock draft. Just kidding.
So we got.
Are there two other running backs that are possible first rounders? Is there two other?
Yeah,
ones?
Iowa running back. The running back from Iowa, Caleb. Johnson, I think.
The one kid from Oklahoma State too, Ollie.
Oh yeah, Oregon State.
Still draw.
No, not Oregon State. Oklahoma State. Something Ollie. I forgot. It's something.
Ollie Gordon Jr.
Because we're gonna have 1 first round, a third round, and 2 fifths. I'm thinking we're probably trading down. We're probably trading out of the first round.
Most likely.
I mean,
and what I really want is for us to get a freaking guard in the center. I am tired of freaking Bradbury.
I know we better not pick a center in the first 2 rounds.
See, that's why we're probably going to trade the first rounder, because we're not, as much as I would like to have the Boise running back, we're not just a player away like from being consistent for a while. Like we need a running back, we need a guard, we need a center, we need a defensive tackle, and we need a cornerback. I would say 2 cornerbacks, but I got a lot of faith in Mekhi Blackman when he comes back.
I do too.
And then, I mean, safety might even be a question if Harrison Smith retires, which I'm not sure he will.
I think he's gone, bro. I mean,
it's likely, but I'm just not sure, man.
I love that dude, man. I love that dude, bro.
Are there any defensive tackles that's going to be free agents that's worth paying this coming free agency?
They all signed last season. Unless they get cut, but all of them re-signed last season.
I can see us trading for one.
Let me do something first.
But
if we trade for
what though? What are we going to trade?
Pick.
We got nothing to trade.
Look, we see big names go every year. We see big names get moved for like 3rd and 4th round picks. We can give up a third. Maybe not next year. The year after that, I can see us giving up some draft capital for a Simmons type defensive lineman, or even the kid from the Giants, because they're not going anywhere anytime
soon. But why did we do that at the trade deadline? Like the Titans weren't going anywhere, so if we were going to trade for Simmons, we could have done it this year.
No, I heard there were calls to Tennessee, not just us, but other teams too, and Tennessee doesn't want to move on from him.
Yeah, so that's not going to happen.
The best thing we do is we're going to have to just draft one.
He's going to have to demand for a trade. Like, I'm out of here. You guys suck. I'm tired of losing.
What's up, Nick?
You already got paid.
One couple people that come to mind for defensive tackles. And I'm going to use my Michigan biasism here. But Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant, they're probably the only reason that Michigan's defense is any good. They're pretty good. But yeah.
I feel like we need someone from Bama.
And And sorry about all my noise interference here. I got people coming in and
You're
out.
good.
So,
You're good, Nick.
but
You play
anyway,
special teams?
I gotta fly. I'm gonna go back and steal some of the food from out there. So,
Rather get Lawrence. Yeah, we all rather Dexter Lawrence. We don't got the capital to get him, and Giants aren't going to get rid of him. Giants are going to build around him. Let's see if this works, and we get some perspective from our man Michael Fish.
Hey,
Fish.
Fish.
The Fish-Rooney.
He looks like he got a little sunburn. No,
You're muted.
Disconnected from the fire speaker.
There you are.
There we go.
What's going on, boys?
nothing. Why don't you give us a little perspective from being at the game?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't really get to enjoy the game. I was a little stressed out being up in the third floor like that. My blood pressure is pretty high from that. But
Oh, you went to the game?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I live about 2 hours from Nashville.
You say you didn't get to enjoy it because of what, Fish?
We were sitting up in the cheap seats, buddy.
Oh, shit. It happens.
And I hate heights. Like, I'm terrified of heights. So, like, when they were standing up and cheering or Skol chanting, I was sitting there like, oh, God, don't die.
Really? It's that bad?
We got
priorities.
We got
priorities right.
I will never sit in cheap seats again. I don't care if the tickets are free. They can kiss my ass.
You got to take some edibles next time. You be calm as fuck.
That might make it worse.
Yeah, you're right. That may make it worse.
That might make it worse.
What's up, Emerson?
So, I mean,
I don't think so, Alex.
I'm gonna tell you right now, from that experience, I'd rather watch it at home. I don't have a perspective to give because I'd have a better perspective sitting on my couch.
How was the how was the turnout for Vikings fans in Tennessee? It seemed like there was a lot on TV.
It was about 70-30 Vikings.
Damn, nice.
I mean, they only got loud like twice on third down. That's it. Otherwise, it was Skol chants and us getting loud. It is a home game.
Yeah, I could hear the Skol chants on TV.
Love that. I love that.
Did they erupt on that 98-yard touchdown?
Oh yeah.
We're not going to talk about that. I thought we agreed on.
We have to.
Yeah,
we
got
have
to
to.
talk about it. We got to talk about it. Hey, look, even a broken clock is right twice a day, man. They called a really good play. We took a really bad angle. In my mind, because my mind works crazy. I'm saying that today, I'm gonna tell my kids, my grandkids, 60 years from now, that we won 30-3.
And how good of a quarterback Case Keenum was.
Come on now. Hey, with all due respect, Keith, that moment, because like you young like me, you feel me? We never seen the Vikings in the Super Bowl before, right? We've seen 4 NFC championships.
Nope.
In terms of like some of my greatest Vikings memories, top 3.
All right.
Top
Fair
3.
enough. So you gotta tell your grandchildren about it.
You're damn right I am.
So Fish, what you saw, what was it like seeing that defense like in person? Like were they as swarming as it looked on TV?
Yeah, very much so. Rally to the ball, tough up front. I think Cody looked at me one time and said, we're averaging 2.5 yards a carry, but they're averaging 1.7.
Yep.
So,
Damn.
I mean, just tough defense, except when we've got them pinned down at the 2-yard line. And
it was tough the first 2 plays. I thought we had the safety on the first one.
I thought we did too.
And the only reason they were still in the game is because of Sam Darnold.
I need to hear this because
Jalen Naylor.
Couple fumbles, right?
He didn't fumble.
He only had 1.
Oh, that was on Jones?
They gave it to Donald.
No,
hey,
we all played football. What does the coaches say? If the ball touches your hand,
I don't subscribe to that though. Because look you got a running back who's running with his full speed forward, and you pitch it behind him.
He's not a rookie.
I know he's not a rookie.
Saquon Barkley doesn't fumble that.
Sam Darnold is responsible for 1,500 turnovers this season. You don't suddenly he gets the smoke for all of them until he stops.
Nah, I give Sam the benefit of the doubt this time.
But that's like the third one and of that similar nature that they've had this year.
Like that, really?
Yeah.
Yep. That's why it's on Sam.
That happened in week 1 or 2.
That's why I said it's on Sam.
But then Jones fumbled later too. He got it back, but like he fumbled again. Like, bro.
Now that was on Sam too because it's Sam Donald, and we don't like Sam Donald.
Let's call it like it is. The refs gave us some love today.
Hey, I'll take it. They owe us.
They did, but most of the love was on the one drive, the one where Aston got popped. Like, I guess by the rule, that's a penalty, but I hate that.
Explain that rule to me because that was a clean hit. Like, what was the foul?
It was launching. I think the penalty was launching.
So the penalty is
call.
If you jump and leave your feet, that they're gonna throw the flag for unnecessary roughness, and if you leave with your head.
Well, I think he hit with the forearm. To be honest, watching the but that's watching the replay and not having having the benefit of the replay, and they don't have that. But it looked like he got him with the forearm first. Yes, it did look like kind of led with the helmet, but it looked like he got with the forearm right in the chest, and
he wasn't leading with the head.
I just wish they saved these calls for us for later games when we actually need it. We didn't need these calls
like week 18.
Right. I didn't want I didn't want these calls against the Titans, and I didn't want to.
I got a 2-hour drive, and I got to try to get it done before the deer come out.
Okay. Drive safe.
Later.
All right, Fish.
Skol.
Hey, Keith, I'll say this. I hate that rule too, but if that is the rule, we got to be lucky because it was either last week or the week before that. Harrison Smith took somebody's freaking head off. Like I forgot if it was versus the Jags or the Colts, but it was
the Colts. It was the last play that the Colts had on offense, I believe.
He assassinated that wide receiver, and it was no flag. But I love that. So like seeing that flag on Addison, I like the fact that it turned in our favor. But like if I was a Titans fan, I would be hot.
Welcome to the club.
I see it in college a lot. If you watch it in college, it's worse. If they
it is, and they get ejected.
Yeah, you're out the game. You're out the game.
Anyway, I gotta go, guys. I'm making dinner, so I'll catch up with you guys later.
All right, Sarah.
Send us some, Sarah. Send us some.
He's hungry.
I'm hungry too. Shit. But
that was good, man. I'm happy. 8-2. Who would have thought?
Not me.
That's crazy. I'm on record saying that I thought we would win like 9 to 10 games, man. We can wheel off 13 in this mug, bro.
Yeah, that's a crazy thought. I was at 9 or 10 myself, but if you would have told me 11 to 13, no way.
Yeah,
I was at 9 to 12. High and 12.
That's a pretty big spectrum.
So you think, so as awesome as this season is, odds that we retain Flores?
40%.
We talked about 100?
40.
Oh, I thought you said 100. I was like, where are you getting that from?
I'm hoping that we can keep this group together like Detroit has, because Ben Johnson could have left the last 2 years and he chose to stay. I'm hoping that Flores gives us that same benefit.
I think the popular answer to this has been it depends who's the team giving him the opportunity. Like, he's not going to just take any head coaching job like most people would. Like, it's going to have to be a good spot that he feels comfortable, that he feels like, all right, this is a good opportunity. Like, he's not going to go coach the Panthers.
Yeah. You got to think, like, the coaching positions I see coming open is Dallas, New York, Carolina,
Chicago.
Oh, yeah, Chicago.
But see, I can see him going to Dallas. Like, I can see taking that.
I know Ben Johnson didn't leave Detroit because there was reports saying that he wanted the Chicago job.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. Well, maybe like I'm not gonna pat anybody on the back. There's been so many great offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators that you think, oh, this team got them as their coach. Oh, they're about to ascend, and then they just can't do it at that level.
Yeah,
so Brad
Davis, he's one of them. He's definitely one of them. But Saleh, or maybe it wasn't even Saleh's fault. Like, they haven't done shit without him either.
So Saleh's problem was the same thing as Zimmer. Great defense, can't figure out how to run the offense. And then the offense just struggle. And you can't win games with a great defense. You kind of need to put points.
Yeah, you got to score unless you're like the Ravens, the 2002 Ravens.
Yeah,
not the freaking Broncos beating Kirk Cousins and the Falcons right now.
Oh, let's score.
14-6.
Good. Good.
Well, the Browns got a good defense.
They do.
Am I bad that I revel when Kirk Cousins loses? Like, is that bad of me?
No, it's justification.
Like every time the Falcons lose a game, I'm like, yeah.
Well, especially because like we're in the group on Facebook, and if he does good, we have to hear it. So it's like, to me, it's mostly that. If I wasn't on any type of social media, I wouldn't care what Kirk Cousins doing. To be honest, I really wouldn't. But it's the fact that we got to deal with certain people every time he does something,
anything.
But yeah, if it wasn't for social media, I would not care what that man is doing.
For me, we all know what Kirk Cousins is. There's no need for me to root against him because he's gonna just show his ass time and time again. He's gonna give you those highlight plays, and then he's gonna give you the Kirk Cousins plays.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna demand his money at the end of the offseason.
I got friends that are Falcons fans, and they were all up in arms when they got Kirk. And I'm like, you guys are relishing it now, but you guys are going to see what we've been talking about the last 6-7 years, man. Like, he's going to give you some yay moments, and then he's going to give you some what the fuck, Kirk moments.
What's crazy is, man, it's like it's lining up for us to play them in the playoffs.
I'm all for it.
Bring it.
But what suck about that is it would be in Atlanta.
I'm all for it. Beat their ass in their own territory.
Even though I was like, yeah, I don't know about that.
So, some other notes I have from this game. We talked about the Naylor drop. We talked about Allison having the cramps. We had a lot of pressures this game, but some of the times we wasn't getting the finishes. And you kind of see Will Levis get the extra 2 seconds to get those deep balls off.
I thought Will Levis did good being quick, like when the pressure was coming on just getting rid of the ball. I thought he did pretty well in that aspect.
Pat Jones coming back. He had 2 sacks this game.
Yes, sir.
Was Pat Jones hurt?
Nah,
maybe emotionally.
He was just getting blocked the last couple games.
Did our boy? I didn't see or hear Dallas Turner's number called.
I only saw him one time.
He had the run stop. I think it was like in the middle. I seen his number.
Yeah, I only seen that 15 flash like one time on the screen, so he probably had under 8 snaps.
At that point, at this point, I just hope that we're just keeping him under wraps until late in the season where he'll come in as a surprise to the other team. But
we can hope.
I know. I'm trying to be positive, dog, about our drafting. But holy shit.
Me too, and I mean, especially him.
Yeah.
So, and the saving grace with that is that we are really deep and good at his position, so we don't have to force a 21-year-old in there or 22, whatever he is now. Like we can let him marinate a little bit. But I still think, even in the marination, he should be getting a little bit more run.
Something. But like you said, Pat Jones, no one saw him doing this.
Trade his ass.
We should have. I remember somebody came on and said they called Pat Jones having a good season. Now, he did say it randomly because he tagged me in the post.
I remember I was with Fish saying that we should have cut him. I was like, man, cut Pat Jones. Why do we have him? And then,
I agree. I agree with that too. Especially we just drafted Dallas Turner. What do we need him for?
Cut him. And now this guy, this guy looks like a young. Hey, who's the dude who used to play alongside of Everson Griffin? We had him for a couple of years, and then he went to Atlanta, and
they became Ray Edwards.
Ray Edwards, yeah. I was like, Pat Jones is doing his best Ray Edwards impersonation.
Skol, Eric.
Some other things. We had Ingram was benched for Reisner. The Vikings had 5 total sacks that game.
Yeah.
Titans had a lot of illegal formations that game. So when they said illegal formation, it's because their tackle was lined up too far in the backfield.
Dude, they had 4 of those.
On big plays, too.
It was pretty much always a big play.
So I would like to, on my spare time, I'm going to compare how the Titans line up to how the Chiefs line up because I know they're not calling
I knew that's where you were going.
They're not calling that shit on the Chiefs.
I mean, we've had our fair share of those calls, but never at the magnitude that the Titans were dealing with today. it was 4 to 5 times, and
Yeah,
at least 3 of them was like on a big gainer.
yeah,
And
yeah.
every time the Titans had a big play, I just went, okay, where's the flag? Where's the flag? Oh, there it is.
And then the
Does
last
that
note I
d-
have.
does that concern you at all? And
Yes.
the reason why I say that is because, like, obviously,
Yes.
whether the person's lined up on the line or behind the line, whatever, that doesn't change how we executed the
No,
play.
it concerns me that we won pretty much because we got bailed out a lot.
Yeah, that too.
That definitely concerns me.
Yeah.
What was your last thing, Shaq?
Harrison Smith getting the game-winning interception, and he grew up in Knoxville, so it's kind of
Oh,
homecoming.
did
game.
he? I actually never knew that.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought he was from like Michigan or something.
I didn't know that until the announcer said it. He grew up close to Knoxville.
Nice.
It was kind of like the Bynum interception last week, where it's just like kind of an overthrow, nice over the shoulder baseball catch.
One of you guys said it on the call a couple of days ago. It's like, man, this secondary. It was about Murphy. It was like, hey, man, he'll have 3 quarters where we struggle, but then somehow in the 4th quarter, like this defense, we get a turnover. We seal the game with an interception or a turnover.
Well,
Yeah.
that was Keith and Zoe going back and forth about Murphy. And,
Because I feel for the most part Murphy's had a solid season, but watching live, I feel he struggled today. And I guess that's easy to say because I felt like our whole secondary struggled for most of the game.
But it was only Calvin Ridley that was really torching us. Like who was covering Calvin? I don't think that was Murphy.
No, but Murphy's the one. I don't remember who it was that caught it, but like it was like a 5-yard catch, and then he made a move on him and went for 30 yards.
Oh, Tyler Boyd. Yeah.
Was that Boyd?
Tyler Boyd. That was Tyler Boyd.
That boy
That was
shook,
Murphy.
He shook Murphy out of his shoes.
Yes, that was Murphy there, and just like I said, I go back and watch it and see if it was as bad as I thought for him. Our safety coverage was bad. Like where was Bynum this whole game?
Yeah, I didn't really hear Bynum.
And I'm not out on Bynum. I don't think Bynum sucks or anything like that, but I'm gonna call it out like on a game by game basis.
Yeah,
Bynum and Metellus too, man. Like, and Metellus is just because like he's such a do it all on defense. It's like you should know better on that play, man. You got to take a better angle than that. Like we hold you to a higher standard, dude.
Right. We take a high regard for him after the season that he had last year, which to this point hasn't been replicated. I mean, he's been a solid, nice piece, but he hasn't been that rock solid guy that he was last season. And then you see a play like that, it's like, bro, like you might have to be a starting safety next year. Like, come on. A little bit worrisome. All right, I'm gonna let you fellas get out of here so we can go enjoy the rest of our Sundays and watch some football before we do. Give me your last take, E.
Hey, I can say when I first got on the call, this defense is giving me a lot of excitement. I would love to see this offense be more aggressive. We got scored in the second half.
100%. Step on the throat. Keep it going. You know, don't just sit on the lead. What about you, Shaq?
Glad for anybody who joined us. You know, I like you guys to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. We're still trying to grow this thing. 8-2 going into Chicago. We got Chicago next, right?
Yes, sir.
8-2 going into Chicago. It's not going to be an easy game. I'm hoping we could reestablish this run game and get closer to Detroit because that's currently the goal. Shout out to you, Robbie. We need to get past Detroit to get to the Super Bowl. So that's all I got.
All right, yeah, and I do think we'll get closer to Detroit as long as we keep winning because Detroit, they are solid, they're good, but they're going to have a slip up. They're going to lose at least 2 more games, which is going to give us a chance to play for the division week 18. So we just got to stay strong, eke out the wins. For now, a win's a win in this season. I mean, in my heart, like I said, a win, not a win. Like you can kind of tell what's going on with the wins. But right now, it's just stacking them up for week 18 because that's when everything's going to matter. That's when everything's going to be on the line. And I do think as long as we do that, we'll be fine because, like I said, the Lions are going to lose a couple. Thank you for everybody who watched and checked in. Leave some comments, like, subscribe. We'll see you Thursday at 8:30 Central Time. Let's Skol.
Let's go.
Let's go, baby.